funnel builders, Mike Killen here from sellyourservice.co.uk, and today I want to talk to you about how to write killer benefits in your proposals, in sales letters, in your marketing copy, in your creative copy, whatever it is, whether it's for your customers or whether it's for yourself. Here's the big deal. Most people are really good at talking about the features of their business, the features of their product. We get really, really good and wrapped up in talking about the actual physical mechanics of a product or a service or delivery when we forget that the benefits are what make the sale. So the reason that benefits are so important is because, first of all, we take for granted whatever industry we're in, whether we are a car manufacturer, whether we make whiteboard marker pens, whether we are marketing funnel builders, whatever it is, we take for granted that the customer knows what a remarketing strategy is, or what a cold traffic strategy is, or what a wet liquid ink dry wipe marker is, or what a V6 engine is. We take for granted that the customer's going to know what they are. Now, an expert might do, and here's where it becomes important. Features are still important, but they are important at a certain stage in the buying process. It's often said that benefits sell and features close. People buy completely based on emotion. Even people who say, I'm an extremely logical person, I only make decisions on logic, I only ever buy on logic. No, you don't. You actually you buy based on emotion. But here's the difference. You make the commitment and you justify it to yourself based on logic. That's how it works. Human beings are really good at saying that something is logical, but that just means we're able to justify it to ourselves. That's all we mean by logic. Actual logic is something very different, and typically when a customer says, yeah, I buy on logic, all they mean is they're very good at justifying it to themselves. So it's critical that when we write sales letters, advertising copy, particularly proposals as well, that we write killer benefits and we follow up with features, because benefits will make the sale. Whenever you've bought something, it's because you've wanted to feel something different. That's pretty much it. However, after you've decided to make the purchase, maybe even after you've actually exchanged money and bought it, the features that you then learn about, the features you read into and research, that's how you justify it. When you buy something, and you can admit this to yourself, right? You can just internally say to yourself, do you know what, the last time I bought something, like I've just bought this new Manfrotto tripod, I bought it because I wanted the feeling of having something new, basically, but I justified it. My logic came over. If someone was to say to me, Mike, why did you buy this? And I said, do you know, I just felt I really wanted it. I had this feeling that it would make me better and make me happier. People will go, you're a fucking moron. Why have you done that? However, if I say to someone, it's because it's super lightweight, it's one of the tallest tripods on the market, it's had really good reviews, and I use it for a lot of vlogging, all of a sudden those features are what has closed the deal. However, it's actually the benefits that make the sale. All a benefit is someone's life but better. It's their future better self. It's their life but in a better position. That's ultimately what a benefit is. And we can take features and turn them into benefits very, very easily. Typically what happens is people will list out a load of features. Even this is especially true in marketing funnel proposals, and they'll say, yeah, we're going to do you 3 squeeze pages, a content silo, going to have option tagging, we're going to have remarketing, we're going to build up 5 audiences based on content silo remarketing. People are like, whoa. Why do I want any of this stuff? What are the benefits? And where we have to think about benefits is our future self. What, why, who cares? And that's essentially the question we're going to ask. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a few features on this side, and then I'm going to write some benefits on the other side, answering a very, very important question. So we have features here. And we're actually going to take a few different ones from different businesses. I want to focus on, marketing funnel builders, because you guys are funnel builders and that's kind of my main market. I just want to see that that's within frame. Yeah, it is. So feature, squeeze page. So we're going to build a bunch of squeeze pages for you. That is a feature. That's a thing. That is a tangible result that you can see. Another feature, let's say remarketing audience. Now, again, you and I know what a remarketing audience is. So what I would say with this is essentially we're going to install, in this case, Facebook, a Facebook pixel, and in that Facebook pixel, anyone who visits the website will be turned into a remarketing warm audience, right? A custom remarketing audience. Okay, again, you and I know what it is, and you and I might know the benefits and why it's worthwhile doing that. Most of our customers don't. We take for granted how much we know in comparison to our customers. Let's think of another couple of features. Self-tie laces. This is the big thing apparently at the moment, is shoes that you can just slip on, and then as soon as you start moving, the laces tie themselves. I don't quite know how it works, to be honest, but we don't really need to know. Self-tie laces. Let's look at this one, a 4K camera, 60 FPS. Now, to some of you, that will be gobbledygook. You'll know the word camera, FPS, pushing it, 4K, pushing it. We don't really know what that means. This is a feature that is shown on a lot of different things. This dividing line is essentially what we have to create in order to get to a benefit. The questions that you want to answer here is, who cares? And so what? These are critical questions. Also, we'll put in why, because that frames kind of the whole point. A squeeze page. Here's the critical question. Is it a benefit? If I am doing videos for people, let's say I'm a voiceover artist, right? And I put in the feature and say, I'm going to build you some squeeze pages. Who cares? It's a really important question, because if my audience goes, well, no one cares, then clearly it's never going to be a benefit to that customer. And this is what's so important. Benefits have to be tied to the audience. It's not about what makes your job as a funnel builder easier. It's not about what makes your job as a deliverer or a service provider or a product creator or a business owner. It's who cares. If you go, well, I care as a builder because it means I will be able to help capture more email leads for you, brilliant. Do I want to buy that as a customer when it only benefits you? No. So you have to be able to answer, who cares? So in this particular case, the squeeze page, the benefit is going to be the business. And then, so what? This question here is so rarely asked, particularly by funnel builders. So what? I'm going to build you a squeeze page. So what? You go, oh, well, you'll be able to capture email addresses. Most people will stop there. They'll stop one level deep. We need to do better. Okay, I'll be able to capture email addresses. So what? Right? And you go, oh, so that's 2 layers deep. So what? I'll be able to capture email addresses. So what? You'll be able to have a list of email subscribers. Okay, so what? You'll have more people you can market to and reach out to. Interesting. So businesses will have more people to reach out to. Now, most businesses are going to understand that having more email addresses in their list is a good thing. That's not the point. The point of this exercise is to understand what's the benefit. So businesses will have more people to sell to, essentially. Who cares? Businesses do. Does a school necessarily care if they have a squeeze page? Not really. Why? Well, because they're not going to really benefit. Why not? Because I can't answer that so what question. Build your email list. Oh, so what? It's only going to be a hassle for a school, if anything. Businesses will have more people to sell to. Let's look at a remarketing audience. Who cares? Who cares about a remarketing audience? At what point, whose life is that going to make better? Whose future do we make better? And again, business. Buzznails. Here we go. You go, okay, well, so what? You'll be able to remarket and show adverts to people who have been to the website. Okay, so what? You'll have people who already know your brand coming through to your website. Okay, so what? People are more likely to convert and opt in and buy. Interestingly, businesses will have more people buying, essentially, and at a lower cost. Now, this here is a future. Okay, that's how we would determine this as a benefit, because this is a future. I'm able to say in the future, we'll just say Mr. Jacobs, for example. In the future, Mr. Jacobs' business will have more people buying and at lower cost. That's a future. That's a future that someone wants. A benefit is just a future that someone wants. Right, let's try something more taxing. Self-tie laces. Okay, first of all, who cares? Well, businesses don't really. I don't care if I have self-tying laces. However, the person in the business who runs a lot, they might do. So runners care about self-tying laces. So what? Okay, so sometimes we need to go 3 levels deep on our so what. It's easy to put on your shoes. You just don't spend as much time lacing them up. Okay, so what? You're able to get out running quicker. Interesting. Let's see if we can go one more. So what? You'll spend less time at the office and more time running, maybe? That's a benefit. So runners will spend less time at the office and more time running. Yeah, there we go. So that's a benefit. It's a future that someone wants. Spend less time at office and more time running. All we're trying to do is frame the future that they want and position our products and services as the thing that is a part of that future or helps create that future. More time running. Often when we have very complicated features, we think, do you know what? This is the thing that's going to really help businesses, and I'm sure they'll understand that. And the reality is a lot of the time they don't understand it. And I'm not saying it's fair, I'm not saying it's right. All I'm saying is that we have a choice to be able to develop these, let's move my chair out of the way, develop these features into things that are part of their future. Here's what's really interesting. If you talk to your customers and if you consult with them and if you have discovery calls with them and phone calls and hop on Zoom and appear in, they'll tell you the future that they want. If you ask them enough and you say, what's your biggest problem at the moment? What do you want to focus on? What are you working on the next 90 days? What really grinds your gears? What pain points are you experiencing at the moment? What's bad about your business? What's bad about the environment? What's bad about our industry? The more conversations you have with your clients, they'll tell you, do you know what? I really want more people to sell to. Okay, you know what? I really want to have more people buying at lower cost. I can create that future. That's the benefit. It's the future that they want. Let's try this last one. 4K camera at 60 FPS. Right. So just to explain, actually, we'll do this first. Who cares? I happen to know that the only people who really care about that are either photographers or, in this case, videographers. I could say, actually, let's change this again. YouTubers. All right. Now we ask that question. So what? It's a clearer image and easy to watch. All right. So what? Higher production values and better quality footage. All right, so what? People will probably watch more. All right, so what? People will stick around longer and you'll get more advertising revenue. So YouTubers will have viewers stay longer or watch longer and more. Now, the reality, that might not actually be strictly true. People kind of watch YouTube for all sorts of reasons. 4K is kind of like HD. So this is just for anyone who doesn't know. HD is usually considered 1080p, which literally means there are 1080 lines going down the screen, right? 4K just means there are, I think it's like 2160 or something like that. I don't know quite why it's called 4K. I think it's because it's like 2160 by 2780 or something like that. It basically is kind of like a super HD, okay, or UHD. There's loads of different variations. 60 FPS which means 60 frames per second. So the human eye perceives, I think, at 25 frames per second. So anything shown at 60 frames per second looks super, super smooth. All of those features, you think, who gives a shit? If I say, oh, this camera means that YouTubers will have viewers watch longer and more content, that's a future that YouTubers want. That's a future that videographers want. That's a future that this particular audience wants. So there we go. Ultimately, who cares and so what? List out all your features and ask yourself, who cares and so what? And all of those features will eventually turn into benefits. And remember, a benefit is just a future that you can be a part of. A benefit is just a future that someone wants, that your customer wants. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I'm Mike from Sell Your Service. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. As always, like, share, subscribe, all that kind of shit. Have you had a go at rewriting benefits and features yourself? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to know if this video was useful, if it helped you kind of understand the process of creating benefits and features. In the meantime, I'll speak to you later and keep building those funnels.